Welcome into the show, everybody. My name is Joey Peterson. You are watching my favorite segment that we do every single week. It is our live Baltimore Ravens rundown. Every question you see over the next 10 to 12 minutes, we got asked from somebody live in our chats during our live shows. And if you want to get in a question in a future episode, just join us live every single Wednesday. We've been talking a lot this week about Lamar Jackson. Is he washed? Is he hurt? Does he suck? Frankly, I think it's all ridiculous. I'm still a believer in QB1, and if you are as well, I need to see it. Spam those 8s in the comment section. I've been fighting too many people on social media. I need to know who agrees with me, so if you do, let me know down below. Christian Coveney coming up first. I saw your vid on why we lost, but I'm confused because you said Lamar essentially gave up, or is it the O-line giving him problems? Please elaborate. I didn't say that Lamar essentially gave up. I said that Lamar was not very good against the Cincinnati Bengals. And while I just said I'm a believer in Lamar Jackson, which I am, I can also still sit here and say Lamar Jackson didn't play a good football game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And if you thought he played a good football game against the Cincinnati Bengals, I would disagree with you. Now, we could argue why not. The offensive line wasn't great. Seems like the offense just stopped making plays. Todd Monken stopped giving the ball to Derrick Henry. But at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson was missing wide open guys. So I'm not saying it was because of Lamar, but I do say he was a big part of that loss. Up next, Arch Manning 16. Will the Ravens sign Calais Campbell? Well, Arch, that's impossible, but I'm not going to end there because it might not be impossible for long. Okay? This is a great question. I've seen some rumors flying around social media for this one for just a little bit. So Barry Jackson, and yes, that is Ian Rappaport's picture, Producer Gage on that one, tweeted out, this was last December, okay? This is a year ago, December 18th, 2024. This was when Calais Campbell was with the Dolphins. Hope you're tracking. Whether Calais Campbell will finish the season here is fluid. Talking about Miami. Will be here at least as long as they are in playoff contention. If the Fins are eliminated, the Dolphins releasing him to join a contender is still in play. So that was last year, right? Now, they didn't end up releasing him because they rattled off a couple of wins. They ended up being in playoff contention to the very end of the season. They needed some teams to lose. They needed to win. It didn't work out to get them in it. But up until week 18, they thought they had a chance, and they did have a chance to make it to the playoffs, so he never got released. Well, now he's an Arizona Cardinal, and the Cardinals already, after 13 weeks of the season, are eliminated from the playoffs. So while he is still a member of that roster, he is not available to be signed right now. I don't think it's out of the question to think that he could get cut to go join a contender in the future. And I think Baltimore will be very interested. I know Baltimore will be very interested. You know why I know that? Because I know they were interested in Calais Campbell in the offseason before he signed with Arizona. Frankly, I thought they should have been more interested. Okay? I think the big question now is Calais Campbell interested in Baltimore? Are they enough of a contender? Or does he think he's got a better chance to win a ring somewhere else? All questions that need answers. Should the Ravens sign Calais Campbell if cut, though? Let me know. Give me a yes or a no down below in that comment section. What say you, Ravens fans? Give me your answers. Mike, the Nintendo Master. Who needs to step up to win? A lot of people, man. A lot of people need to step up to win. The offensive line, I think that's the first thing that comes to mind. I think the defensive line needs to step up. I think Lamar Jackson needs to step up. Todd Monken needs to step up. But I think if I had to give you one key and one unit, it'd be the guards. Okay? Daniel Fa'alele, Andrew Voorhees, they've got to start playing better football. Because if they're not on, you can't run the football. You can't throw the football. You can't do anything. And we know you can't rely on this defense every single game to be holding guys under 20 points. Now, they've been doing that, not against Cincinnati, but prior to that, they did it pretty consistently for 6 weeks. But you can't just keep relying on that. So, I'm going to say the guards. Dennis Hops coming in next. With this extension for 89, what's the chances of keeping 80? I don't think high. I really don't. At the current recording of this video, Isaiah Likely, there's no news on him yet, but I think going into this year, it was, are we going to keep Mark Andrews or are we going to keep Isaiah Likely? I think they probably plan on extending one of those two guys in the middle of the year, and whoever that was going to be the guy they go with. Well, Isaiah Likely hasn't shown them enough. And even when he did show them a lot on Thursday night against the Bengals, he fumbled out of the back of the end zone. And so I don't think they're going to keep Isaiah Likely. I think they see the ceiling is there. But how long are we going to say the ceiling's there? You need to start seeing it on the field. He only had 400 yards last season. Okay? Mark Andrews almost already has more than that, and he's 30, and we're 12 games through this thing. Okay? So Isaiah Likely had his chances. He just didn't take advantage of it. Giselle 1. Do you think we see a clean house? I mean, Monken or Harbaugh. What would it take for that? Well, it's a great question, Giselle. I don't think we see a clean house. I just think that John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta are far too close. I think they're buddies. I think they're friends. I think they're boys. I know they all are happily married right now, but if one of them got married right now, I think the other one would be their best man. Maybe not John's because he'd probably have Jim, but if you're taking out family members, I think EDC is John Harbaugh's best man in his wedding, and I think that's vice versa. So I don't think we'll see a clean house. What would it take for that? I think you lose every game the rest of this year with a fully healthy team. If you play like you played on Thursday for every game the rest of the season, they would clean house. Maybe. Elgato, 1534, coming up next. With the Justice injury, what percentage of carries would you like to see Keaton have? Okay, so we're just going to base this off of this last Thursday's carry. So there were 3 running backs. Derrick Henry got 24. Rasheen Ali got 29. That's 53 carries right there, and Keaton Mitchell got 8. So that's 61 carries between the 3 of them. Let's say there's 60 carries a game for the running backs. Or snaps. Sorry, that's not carries. We're going to talk snaps. 60 snaps a game. I want Derrick Henry to have 35 of those. I want Justice Hill to have 15 of those. And then Keaton Mitchell have 15. And then I want Rasheen Ali to maybe have 10. That's mine. So I think you split it up like 55%, 58, 60% carries go to Derrick Henry, 25 to 30 go to Keaton Mitchell, and then 10% go to Rasheen Ali. Sorry, Rasheen. Keaton brings more juice. Speaking of the juice, Prize Picks brings the juice every single day. They are my favorite way to watch football, is also playing with Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen, and that means it's the best time of the year for sports. You got bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once, so while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right, and that's Prize Picks. My wife, coming into this season, could not even name 4 pro teams. Then we started playing on Prize Picks now every Saturday night. We're breaking down who she's picking for her lineup. It's the most exciting way to watch football. Prize Picks now has early payouts if your lineup gets off to a hot start. You may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play. But if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put the takes to the test. Here are my Prize Picks for Sunday's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got the more on Derrick Henry, 86.5 rush yards. I got the more on Aaron Rodgers, 19.5 passing completions. I think it's going to be a big day for Zay Flowers. To hear exactly why I think that, tune into yesterday's show. 64.5 receiving yards more. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineups. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Kimberly Harmon coming up next. Do you think our offensive line played good against the Steelers or not on Sunday? History, Kimberly, tells me no. Especially against an offensive line in Pittsburgh or defensive line that is Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. So I'm going to give you a quick and easy answer to that, Kimberly. As much as it pains me to say, I think no. Spencer, hot take. Lamar's starting to be washed. The Ravens going to look for a big trade. That is a hot take. I don't think it happens, but I didn't ask you for takes you think it's going to happen. I asked you for hot takes. My hot take in life is that Arby's is the top 5 fast food chain. That's about as crazy as what Spencer's saying right now. Look, Lamar's not starting to get washed. I think he's hurt. I think he's playing with a bad offensive line. I don't think his offensive coordinator is helping him at all. The Ravens aren't going to trade. I hope not. If they do, I will not watch another football game. You heard it right. M&T Rocks, what's your final prediction for the Ravens' final 5 games? Good question. Their final 5 games go as follows. Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers. 5 good football teams. 2 really good football teams. 1 football team that just kicked your ass. I think they go 3-2, and I think it's going to be a toss-up who wins the division. That's my thoughts. I'd like to say 4-1. They haven't shown me enough to believe in them going 4-1. But if you play the Steelers and your offense looks great and your defense looks great, then I do think they win 3 out of the last 4 games. So then that would be 4-1. But if you go against the Steelers and Lamar's not playing well and you're playing again, then I don't really feel good about anything better than 3-2. Fill in the blank for me. Baltimore will go blank and blank in their final 5 games. I've got 3-2. You let me know what you got down below in the comment section. Steelers TV, why are the Dirty Rappers going to get smacked on Sunday? They're not. They're not. Great question, though, Steelers TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hate you. Our last question of the day. Lamar's injuries left. Started at the top of his leg and then went down the leg, left through his toe. Hopefully, Nash man. Hopefully that's the case. I don't know. That might not be scientific, but hey, I'm not a scientist. I'm a YouTube host, so we're going to roll with that. Appreciate you guys for getting every single question in on today's show. Make sure you got me followed on social media, at JoeyPeterson8 on Twitter, at JoeyPeterson8 on Instagram as well. And join the vlog. Subscribe to today's channel. It's 100% free to do so, and we get you daily content.